Good morning, students. Your Ranjana ma'am is back here with the science lessons of class 4. Students, in my last class, I started explaining to you chapter number 6, Adaptation of Animals. Just like plants, animals also need to adapt themselves in order to survive. We have read till page number 55. That what does the camel have? It has a hump on its back which stores fat, and so that it can stay without food or water for many days in the desert. Let's continue. Animals like the Arctic hare, Arctic fox and the polar bear that live in cold deserts have thick fur to protect them from the cold. So what is their body covered with? Thick fur. Their fur is usually white and helps them to hide in the snow. So what is the color of the fur? White. So this is their adaptation, that they mix with the snow's color and they cannot be easily traced by their enemies. Polar bears are good swimmers and have feet that are covered with fur to help them walk in the snow. See the feet of the polar bear. It is covered with fur. Why? So that they do not feel cold while they are walking on the snow. It is a very cold place, isn't it? In the cold desert, they stay and they have to walk long distances. So adaptation is that their feet are covered with fur. They also have a layer of fat called blubber under their skins to keep them warm. So one thing is that their feet is covered with fur, and another adaptation is that they have a layer of fat. What is that known as? Blubber under their skin to keep them warm. So the fat helps to keep the body of these cold region animals warm. Some animals in cold regions sleep through the cold winter months. This sleep is called hibernation. So, the long winter sleep is called hibernation. In our last class, we learned that the long summer sleep is called estivation. So, they are opposite to each other. Some animals sleep in the summer months, some animals sleep in the winter months. This winter sleep is called hibernation. Penguins have waterproof feathers, and their front limbs are modified into flippers to swim. So, the penguin's body is covered with waterproof feathers and their front limbs, all animals have two pairs of limbs. The front limb that is modified into flipper. What is flipper? It is a broad flat limb without fingers. Broad flat limb without fingers used for swimming, which helps them, the penguins, to swim. See the penguin's body, they have a pair of flippers which helps them to swim. Penguins also have blubber. What is that blubber? The layer of fat under their skin. So their body is kept warm. The coloring of some terrestrial animals like lions, tigers and polar bears helps them to blend in with their surroundings. So some land animals, the color of their body, like the lions, the tigers and the polar bears, their color is such that they can easily mix with their surroundings. They cannot be easily traced out by their enemies. The natural characteristic of an animal that helps it to blend in with its surroundings is called camouflage. So what is camouflage? This natural characteristic of an animal, that animal's color is such that they can easily mix with the surrounding, and this is called camouflage. The color of chameleons' bodies helps them to blend in with their surroundings. Chameleon is a very good example of an animal that can camouflage. They can easily change their colors to mix with the surroundings so that they cannot be traced by their enemies. Some animals look like something else found in their environment. This helps them escape from predators or hide from their prey. I explained to you in the first part of the chapter that a stick insect looks like a stick. Why? This is their adaptation. They can easily escape from their predators, those that come to hunt them, or also hide from their prey. The animal that is hunted and eaten is called their prey. The stick insect looks like a stick, and the leaf butterfly looks like a leaf. The butterfly, it looks like a leaf, and so they cannot be identified easily by the enemies. The appearance of an animal that enables it to look like something else is called mimicry. So God has made in such a way these animals that they look like something else. The leaf butterfly looks like leaf, the stick insects looks like stick, and what is that called? That is called mimicry. Some animals have protective coverings like shells, for example the snail and tortoise, or spines, for example the porcupine. The cover of a snail or a tortoise, if they see any enemy coming near it, it gets inside its shell to protect itself. Or the porcupine, what it does, it sends out its spines or the thorns from its body and attacks the enemies. So it can protect itself in that way. Let us learn about migration. Some animals move from their habitat to other areas at a certain time every year. This seasonal movement of animals in search of warmth, food, water, and so on is called migration. So what do some animals do? During the cold season, they go away from their country to some warm country in search of food, warmth, water, etc. The Arctic tern, the monarch butterfly, the Siberian crane, and the wild beast are some examples of animals that migrate. You will see in the winter season, in the zoo also, many birds come here. They come from long distance. Why? To escape the harsh winter in their countries. And when the summer comes, they again fly back to their own country. This is known as migration. Now let us learn about aerial animals. We have learned till now about the terrestrial animals, that is, that animals that live on land. Now we will learn about the animals that can fly. Animals that can fly are called aerial animals. Birds and bats are examples of aerial animals. So birds can fly, bats also can fly, so they are called aerial animals. Aerial animals have modified front limbs. Their front limbs are modified into wings. See, the birds have wings. They also have 2 legs. All animals have 2 pairs of limbs. Their front pair of limbs is modified into wings, which help them to fly. Birds have feathers that help them fly and keep them warm. They also have a streamlined body. What is a streamlined body? It is the shape of the body is such that they can easily move through air or water. Just like the birds, the fish also have a streamlined body, so that they can move through water very easily. They have hollow bones which makes their body light. So what is another characteristic of the bird? They have hollow bones. So their body is very light and they can easily fly. So we will learn till this much. We will continue in our next class. Thank you and have a nice day.